So Nicole, what would you say is the biggest problem within the mold industry right now?
Oh, lack of standards. It's a cowboy industry. It's people not having any underpinning knowledge or skills to know what they're doing. They buy a moisture meter and then think that's going to be, appropriate, when in fact most of the time when we're doing moisture mapping, the moisture readings are unremarkable because a lot of moisture problems are episodic. Condensation comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. It's wet, it's dry, it's wet, dry. But the fungal particulate load can be very high, and that's what's making people sick. So you can't approach this industry just doing one thing. You have to use a multi-pronged approach. Yeah, and it starts with a comprehensive exposure history. The occupant history, their health history, when the symptoms began, was it during when they moved into this water damaged building or after a water event? That's really important information to get. Did they bring in previous water damage furnishings into this house that could have contaminated that specific room, reflected by the lab samples? All of these things are important. So you have to use multiple forms of evidence. And what I love about the template is it really does it in a logical manner to be able to gather that information, because some homes you can get, and some clients can really chew your ear off and get you sidetracked and yet you've got to cover the building, you know what I mean? Because even though they may have had a flood event in one area, that could actually set off fungal particulate in various other parts of the house, and flood events that happened 30 years ago before they moved in. But because they were what we call condition 2, high levels of settled spores, that one event could actually set off other fungal particulate in other parts of the house. So it needs to be done thoroughly. It needs to be done very particularly in order to make sure you don't miss any information in a protocol. And I think that's really important, because that way you're more likely to have much better results. And it's important to find good restorers and remediators who will do the right thing by the client, because there's a lot of money to be made in the industry, and a lot of cowboys out there who just go in and fog and spend little time and don't actually remove the fungal particulate, which is the most important part of the remediation process, apart from addressing the sources of moisture that cause the problem.